3 years ago, I was sitting in hotel quarantine having just returned from the Tokyo Olympic Games. It was still the COVID period. At the time, the Taliban had ridden into Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, and every female athlete of that country had become a target. None more so than Zakia Khudadadi. She was one of only two members of the Afghanistan Paralympic team, and in a few days' time, she was due to fly out to compete in Tokyo. But with everything that had happened and with the Taliban arriving, there were severe doubts that she would ever get out. In the end, she did, with the help of Arian Sadiqi, who was the chef de mission based in London at the time. The International Paralympic Committee came in with some help, as did a number of other institutions and many other people. So Zakia got to compete in Tokyo with her teammate, Hossain Rasouli. And once those games were over, with all of the turmoil that was happening back in Afghanistan, they then began new lives as refugees in Paris. One of the great experiences I had at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games just a couple of weeks ago was actually catching up with Zakia on the eve of her history-making Paralympic Games, which has just happened. And as you've probably heard in the news, she became the first ever Refugee Team Paralympic medalist with a bronze medal in women's taekwondo. But this is before the Paralympic Games, when I caught up with her in a coffee shop where she lives in Paris. Well, first of all, I just want to introduce everybody to one of the most powerful, strong women I have ever known in many, many years. I've been alive a long time. Zakia Khudadadi is a Paralympian from Afghanistan who is now living in France, and she'll be competing in the Paralympics as part of the IPC refugee team. Zakia, I first met you via a video when you had to leave Afghanistan very quickly. Can you take me back to that moment and tell me what you've been through to get to this point?
So Zakia says that when the government collapsed, she was in Afghanistan, but Afghanistan was also going to participate at the Paralympic Games, at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, and it was very, very important for her to participate. And even though the government collapsed, she did not give up. She wanted to compete at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. When I left Afghanistan, I recorded a video, and I recorded everything, and I shared it all on my social media accounts. Although I knew that it's going to be very dangerous, it's going to be very risky, because I was hoping somebody will see it and somebody will reach out to me. And after that, I was able to get in contact with some countries, including France and Australia, and within 3 days, I was able to leave Afghanistan.
And then you got to Tokyo. Amazingly, you competed, but you must have been going through a lot of emotional turmoil, because everything that had happened in your country and what was happening personally, and you were still competing on an international stage.
When I left Afghanistan, I did not have anything, just my passport with me. The most difficult thing was that I was not able to speak about the situation, and I was going through a lot. It was obviously very emotional. It was a hard time for me, and I competed, and I had two competitions. And had Afghanistan collapsed, I'm sure that I would have won a medal. Well, I didn't give up. Today I'm in Paris, and I want to make my dream come true to get a medal from the Olympic Games.
Yeah, but I'm qualified with gold medal. I'm not qualified with white card. This is very different. Yes, I'm in Paris, and I'm qualified for this Paralympics.
Yes. You certainly have, and I know how much you will fight for this, and you've been training very hard. So maybe tell me about your life now and how much work you are putting into achieving this dream that was almost snatched from you once before.
خب من زمانی که فهمیدم خب من زمانی که وارد کشور فرانسه شدم
When I came to France, I trained very hard. I had to win 6 medals within 6 months. So these medals were also from high-ranking competition, big competitions. I promised myself to actually qualify for the Paris Paralympic Games, and I wanted to make my dream come true for the medals. That's why I trained really hard. There are no girls from Afghanistan for the Paralympic Games that compete, and also because I wanted to show the power of me, and there is no girl from the disabled community, and I want to show that the power for them because this is very important. I had a lot of challenges in France, but because I wanted to be grateful to country of France because they were very nice to me and I had a good life here, and they helped me to reach to the Paralympic Games. So that's why I'm very grateful to them, and I never spoke about any of the negative experience that I had in France.
What do you think about your message to the women of Afghanistan who are in Afghanistan and people with disability in Afghanistan? Do you think about them? Do you represent them?
You can read again?
Yeah, sure. So do you think about the women in Afghanistan and people with disability in Afghanistan? And do you feel like you are representing all of them when you compete?
Yes, I am at the Refugee Paralympic Team, but it's obvious that I am representing and I am thinking about the disabled girls back in Afghanistan. And I also wanted to shed light on this area of the sport because I want this group of people to have a very strong team at the Paralympics in the future.
Zakia, have you thought about when your sporting career is finished, what would you like to do? How will you use this incredible strength that you have, that is both physical and mental? How will you use that in a way maybe that can help other people? Or I don't want to tell you what to say, but have you thought about what you will do after sport?
Well, for now, I'm continuing until 2028 Los Angeles Paralympic Games, and I also want to start a different sport alongside my taekwondo sport, because back in Afghanistan I did not have this opportunity or the facility to do so, but here in France I have, and someday when Afghanistan is in a better situation, I hope to return and form an all-girls Paralympic team for the girls in Afghanistan, even if it's from far, far away, but I do want to help them and reach out to them.
So do you have confidence that one day life will return for the women of Afghanistan in the way that it was before?
I hope that we will have peace in Afghanistan someday, and I want the Paralympian team in Afghanistan for their disability to not be seen through other people's perspective. I want them to have their own identity and to fight for their rights as well, and also to be able to walk outside without harassment or without any judgment from outside people. I want these people to have the freedom and comfort to walk comfortably without harassment on the streets.
So these interviews are always very hard because obviously there are things I want to know, but is there something that you want to say that I haven't asked, something that you would like people watching or listening to know about you and your hopes and your dreams and what you think and what your life is like now?
خب حرف آخری که
I want everybody to know, whoever is watching this video, that I wanted to come out from the prison that was imposed on me, and I did came out from the prison that was imposed on me, and today I am the first Paralympian from my country. I had a very difficult journey to make it where I am now. I want everybody to not forget Afghan girls, Afghanistan and Afghan women, especially those girls with the disability. I want anyone who is listening to support, to help those girls with disability from Afghanistan to get out of Afghanistan somewhere with safety and durable solution. I want the world to not see Afghan girls as a victim or as weak, but I want them to see us as brave, because we had a tough journey, but we still made it. And we were very different. For example, the girls from in European countries and very well-developed countries in Asia, they did not have the same challenges that we had. So therefore, I want these countries and people to see us as brave women.
و در آخر زنای افغانستان رو فراموش نکنید.
And at the end, please do not forget Afghan women.
We'll never forget Afghan women. And I want to know what makes you so strong.
Well, it's because Afghan women have gone through a lot, have seen a lot. We fought for so much. If we write a book, it's going to be beyond word, beyond book, what Afghan women have gone through and what Afghan women have faced.
Yeah.
Well, Zakia, thank you so much for your time. All the very best for the Paralympics and achieving your dreams, and for every single day in your life that is to follow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Never give up. Thanks.
And thank you to Friba.
تشکر
My
فریبا
pleasure,
جان.
anytime. قابل شنیز. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
خداحافظ.
Bye.